Guys, welcome back to Easeldoesitstudio. So we're going to kind of do a fun one today. Craftor sent me some of their new black epoxy resin. We all know Let's Resin has it, but Craftor has come out with it. So they sent me 2 8-ounce bottles. So we're going to try it. And I needed to make some more axolotls because I had sold out at my last craft fair. And I have another one coming up next month. So I figured what better time to do it than now. And I've never done them this way before. Oh, and it comes with a holographic coaster. Well, I might just have to mix up a little bit more resin. Oh, and it comes with some really pretty glitter. I guess I should have opened this up first. And 2 measuring cups, which we all love. A pipette, 2 pipettes. And you get your bottle of A, which is black, and the bottle of B, which is clear. And it's still just a 1-to-1. And you get the instructions, of course. And, oh, really? Now I threw both of my sticks on the floor. Oh, my goodness. So you get 2 sticks and you get some gloves. These I keep for spares. These I'm going to put right in my, well, I'm going to leave them out because we're going to use them. So, you know, it's basically the same thing. Make sure when you're measuring that you get them as equal as possible. Make sure that you mix it slowly to prevent air bubbles. And then you pour it, and it's 8 to 12 hours for initial curing and 24 to 48 hours for full curing. So we are going to use this, and I've got to mix up, let's say 5, 10. So we're going to use almost all of our bottle, but that's fine. And I did pull out a few extras just in case that, you know, we had some extra. So I'm not going to use these because I'm going to use a bigger cup. But I already got one done. So what I'm doing is I'm making a boy and a girl axolotl. So I have already put her some little cute eyes in. I did her gills in the holographic pink glitter with it's the chrome. And then I did the rose red, which is the chrome, for her body. I also took this pink and ran it just alongside of the tail and into the little toes. So I don't know if they're going to be too close in color for us to be able to see them or not, but we're going to go with it. So I did one already just to cut down on time. So I picked out these eyes for this little guy, and they are like a blue with a little orange. Try to get my camera here to focus. But they got blue with a little bit of orange in them. So we're going to do his main body in the chameleon blue. And this is just the regular chameleon powders, which is this one by Let's Resin. So these are just the plain, and the other one is done in the chrome powders. So we're going to do his main body in the blue, but we're going to do his gills, his toes, and the back stripe on his fin, and the end of his tail in this teal. So the first thing that we've got to do is get his eyes in. These are 6 millimeters. I just got these on Amazon. They came in a package like this. So there's quite a few. If I can find the link, I will post it in the description below. I will have this listed below as well. So we're going to just move that aside for right now because we don't need it. And I've got some glitter in here, so I'm going to have to wash this. But I'm anxious to try this. This is a gorgeous color. I am going to have to find out if we can order this by itself because that is stunning. All right, so I'm just going to put that over here so I don't screw up and get the wrong thing. So I'm using the Bond Craftor UV resin, hard type. They also sent me this huge bottle. I have not opened it. So let's open it. So we get some little cups. We get this little thing. I'm not sure what that is for. Get the cover. I mean, look at this massive bottle, guys. So we will be doing another UV project. Oh, coming right up. Then we get some more molds, some pendant molds. And we got some flowers. Oh, we got some glitters. So there's a whole bunch of different glitters in here. All right, let me... I don't want to... I'm trying to make this video so it's not so long. So we got a purple and a gold and a blue. And then these, we've got 2 packages of stars. And then 3 packages of stars. We have the blue, the yellow, and a multicolor. And then we have 3 of the holographic chunkier glitter. So that all came with, again, some stir sticks. Oh, a silicone mat. That will come in really handy. And some sticks. So that is in this kit. So we're not going to use this one today, guys, but we will be doing another video right off. I'm not sure what this is for, but I'm sure I will figure it out. So let's put all this back in here. And we're going to put that in there. So yeah, I've got all kinds of new stuff. But today we're going to use this. It's the same as that one. It's just a smaller bottle. And I had it upside down to prevent the bubbles. But when I did that in this one, it came out too quick. And then I had a mess to clean up. So I'm going to tip this back up a little bit. And we're just going to put a drip in. And let me get a Q-tip because I poured too much. And I moved my trash can, so now I'm all lost. So I just want around the eye cleaned up before I put the eye in and cure it. Wipe that. Get a little bit of alcohol. There we go. So yeah, when you're doing a little, something little like that, it's not always the best thing to have it flipped upside down. And I'm just gonna drop that eye into the little hole. get it situated, and then we're going to cure it. And you can see through the mold that we got the eye in the eye hole, and that always helps. So the only thing we're going to have to do is, when we get ready to start adding our color, I'm going to have to be very careful around the eyes, where I have the eyes in. All right, I think that's enough. I'm going to flip it over. And if you don't have enough of the UV resin underneath the eye, and if you pour it black, it will cover the eye and you'll lose the look of the eye. Ask me how I know. Yeah. You know, I was listening to everybody, oh, just use a little drop. Well, you can't. You have to fill where that eye is, because if not, the black is going to go underneath it. So now we've got our cute little eyes in, and now we are done with this. So I'll move that. So I spent all day cleaning down here in my studio. Yes, that's what I did today. I didn't go in the pool. I figured I spent 2 days in the pool. I would get some stuff done down here. You know, because moving stuff from here upstairs in my office kind of made a mess. I'm not going to lie. All right, so we've got to get it into the gills. And I want to make sure that I'm getting up the sides of them as well. So we will have a little cleanup, but it wasn't too bad in the other one. I used a Q-tip with a little bit of alcohol, and yeah, it came out pretty good. So on the chrome powders, you don't have to back in black to still get the intense color, but we're going to today because I want these to be a matching set. So I'm just using a long brush, and this one's not going on as good as the other one did. I want to make sure that they're all, you know, down in the gills are covered. So you can see there's a little bit of a mess, but not too much. And we'll do the same. And when I start, I try to get the more difficult one first, because that way I kind of get that one out of my way. And this is always the one that gives me bubble problems too. But hopefully today the resin gods will be with us, and especially putting eyes in, because I don't want to squeeze too much, but I'm going to use like a silicone pokey thing and try and get all the way down into those little areas. Okay. And I'm just going to continue. Actually, I'm going to grab my smaller brush and see if this will work better on the toes. because I just basically want the ends of the toes colored in this color. And like I said, I don't know, they might be too close in color to really be able to tell the difference, but we will find out. And I'm making sure I'm getting the sides as well, because if not, that's going to show in black. Which, I mean, it wouldn't be horrible. It would, you know, just maybe kind of look like he's got black claws, but that is not the look that I'm going for. And I did get some pictures of my frogs around the pool, because I have had a few people ask how they're holding up, and they have held up beautifully. I mean, we had almost 3 days of 100. It was in the 90s. Yesterday did hit 100, but, and they're fine. Okay. And these little back ones should be much quicker because they're so little. And I do want, like, this little piece where they connect, I do want that in the same toe color. I mean, I guess those were toes. I don't know. Flippers. I don't know. And then once we get this done, I will get my resin mixed up. And then we will get these poured. And then I'll just do the cleanup while this is mixing, while the resin is mixing. I'll start it just so, because I know there's some newbies on here. And there we go. I had a little something in there. Okay. My toes are looking good. So what I did in this one is down in this tail, because it is like really hard to just get the bottom. I ended up doing like the whole tail in that one color. You know, especially the part that I couldn't like reach to control it. And then I just brought it, go back to this little brush. I think this will be a little bit better. All right, so just like that. So So we're done with this one. And I'm just kind of blowing out the excess so that we can try and prevent it from going anywhere else. And if there's a little bit of this color mixed in with the other one, I'm okay with that. So the first thing I'm doing is trying to get around where those eyes, just to make sure that we get that area cleaned up first, and just be gentle. So basically that's all I'm going to do is go around all the little spots. I'm going to go through a bunch of Q-tips, but that's okay. Now I probably could take my finger and use a baby wipe. For some of this. So I'm just gonna try to keep it like a straight line, as straight as I can, because this is a really flexible mold. So I'll get the bulk of it and then I'll finish cleaning it up. Oh, well, I have to clean it up because I got to do the other color. And if you take some off, just take your brush and brush it back out. So let me grab a baby wipe so we can, because I made more of a mess in this one than I did the other one. You know, of course I did, because, you know, I'm on camera. You know, whenever you're trying to do something and not make a mess is when messes will happen. But that's cleaning up pretty good. So I'm just gonna get a clean spot and I'm gonna do the same thing here. Just try to run it as close as I can. You know, because we're putting on that darker color, so it's not gonna really make much of a difference. You know, it's not like I want the rest to be clear and just those spots colored. That's not what we're going for. And I'm gonna take one more Q-tip and we're just gonna clean out his little toes here. At least a little bit. There's not a lot of overage. You know, and I did the shape on this one a little bit different than the other one. So, yeah, that's good. Okay. So, now I can go in with my nice fluffy brush, and we're going to go in with the blue. And I lost an eyeball. Hang on, guys. We lost an eye. Can I peel that off? No, I cannot. So, we're going to pop them both out. I'm going to take a Q-tip, and we're going to just clean out those little eye sockets. And we will start again. So, let me just grab two other ones, different colors. Let's see. All right, we're gonna go, I want round ones because I don't want to have to worry about getting my placement right. All right, I guess we'll do light blue. I wanted to do two different colors. Well, maybe we'll give him green eyes. Yeah, let's just do the green. All right, move this over here. Nope. There's the other green. And there's the other blue. I like to do their eyes like kind of a different color than what they are. So that way, they stand out. Let me just get, I'm going to pour a little bit of my UV resin on my table because I'm going to try to drop it in with my scribe to see if that will work any better. And I'm trying to do it so that you guys can see. All right, and then I am, come on, poke that in. Come on, get up there. And if there's any little drops around it, it's just going to look like freckles. So I'm not going to worry about that. But I do want to make sure that these are nice and cured in there. Yeah, the last time I did this, I ended up with a one-eyed axolotl. So I'm going to try, that's why I'm going to, instead of trying to squeeze the gills, I'm going to try and use one of my pokey, silicone pokey things. Okay. And let me just cure that. And that way I can just peel that right off. I will try to clean them eyes off, and there we go. All clean. Okay, let's try this again, guys. I'm gonna take my big brush, and I am gonna start in his head. And that's, I love this brush because it was very, very fluffy and gentle when I run around the eyes in the other one. So I'm hoping that I can have just as good of success on this guy. And if I missed any spots with the powder, you will see the black through it. So I'm hoping that I got it all. And make sure you get your sides. So we can go right over the other color now, because it's whatever color touches first is the color that's gonna show. So I just wanna make sure that all of his tail is covered. You know, even if it is a different color. This brush works really, really good. I don't know where Terry got it, but I love it. Okay. Now I'm just gonna do a once over, kind of make sure I've got no bald spots. All right, so I'm just blowing out the excess. It's not a big deal, it'll just float. So yeah, that's not a big deal. Okay, so we've got our little boy and our little girl all done. So I'm just gonna clean this on my switching sponge. And I'm gonna put it back in my tray. Oops. Here I go with the dropsies again. Yeah. Goodness gracious, anything to make me bend. You know, when you've been cleaning for a week and a half and you're sore, yeah, that's when your body decides it's gonna just make a mess everywhere. Okay, let me grab some gloves and we are gonna get some resin mixed up. All right, so I'm gonna I'll mix up the 5 and then I'll just mix up the other one off so I can just use the same cup, because I don't want to get a bigger cup out Okay. So this is part B. So this is the clear. So we're gonna go to 2.5. And then we're gonna go 2.5 of the black. So that will bring it to the 5 ounces. Okay. And, oh, I'm gonna get my little mixer. And we're just gonna mix it. This is the Easeldoesitstudio mixer. I have the Let's Resin one too, but I already had the small paddle on this one, so I was like, I'm just being lazy. I am just being lazy. And this way here, it, you know, make sure that everything gets mixed really, really well. And then I'll just do the same thing and fill the other one, and then I'll be back for demold. So I figured, you know, where I'm doing 2, I'll do 1 with you, and it was the same process for, you know, each of them. So that way you get to see it, and I still get the 2 of them made. Yeah, so we went from 100 for the last 3 days, and now we're going to drop to the 70s with no humidity. So I'll probably be wearing a sweatshirt again. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm just starting to get my tan going here. I probably should have taken advantage of today where we're going to have rain for the next 3 days. But I needed to get my studio organized. Yeah, so everybody else is going to be doing Froggy Friday, and I'm going to be doing Axolotl Friday. Just to be different, because I can. And this will shut off when the 4 minutes is up. But you can see it's not incorporating barely any bubbles. The only thing doing it this way is because I have the parchment paper on my desk, this cup will spin around if I let go of it. The only thing I wish that these had was, like on the Let's Resin one, it does have a countdown so you know how much longer that you have. I wish that this one had that. All right, now I'm just gonna start bringing it up. Boy, I guess that timing pretty good, huh? Because I like to get it to start scraping on the sides to get that extra resin that's in the blades back in the cup. And I've used this mixer for so long, I can pretty easily guess. Sometimes I'm off, but most of the time I'm pretty close to when it's gonna shut off. All right, so I am just gonna wipe these down. I'm not gonna like completely rinse them because I'm gonna be making another cup. So I don't have to worry about that. I am gonna put another paper towel though and wipe my stick. All right. And I did find a new pokey stick today when I was cleaning. So hopefully I'm gonna give this a spritz of alcohol. And if this resin is like their regular resin, it debubbles really, really good. So I'm not gonna run it through the debubbler, but I am going to try and get enough in there where it's going in those gills. Okay. So I'm just going to poke this down in there and hopefully not dislodge my powders. Because sometimes just getting resin around, you know, the area where they're going. And I'm just going to squeeze just the tips. Because I got to stay away from those eyes. I don't want to squeeze very much there at all. Okay. And then we'll just get them filled. Oops. Not what I wanted to do. So this, it says it takes 4.5. I made up 5. I think they do it before it's domed. So if you dome your pieces, always add a little bit more to them. And where is my scribe? So I'm basically just touching in those little tiny, I'm not rubbing the mold at all. I'm trying not to. Just making sure there is not a bubble in the little feet. Okay. So I'm just gonna, and it's fairly late at night, so I'm just gonna leave these. I'm not gonna put them on the heat mat. And there we go. You got, that's the only thing, you've got to make sure your little support things are level if you move your piece, because it will give you a wonky shape. Okay, so I'm just going to do the same thing to this guy, and I will be back on demold, guys. So I'm just going to put him towards me. He's ready, and I will give it a spritz of alcohol, and we'll wait for that to cure. I'll get this one poured, and we'll be back for demold. Okay, guys, so I got a few little extras. So what I did is I brushed this one in the gold. And we definitely got some overage on this little bugger. I moved everything around. I can't find nothing. So I'm just going to trim that up while it's still somewhat soft. Okay, so I hadn't done a gold turtle yet, so I figured, why not? And then I just I colored these. We poured those. Let me cut his little double chin here. There we go. I got 2 of these. So I poured one black and I colored one. Oh, I know it's not the greatest, black turtle, but they came out really cute. Got one little bubble right there. But, all right, so those are those. And then we did 4 little ones, and I brushed these in this blue with the chrome powder. Look at how cute those are. Those came out adorable. Got a little overage. So yeah, I got a little bit more overage on this one. There was 2 that I had a ton of overage on. But I will turn these into earrings. I'll get these. And then I'll just, we'll put a post on them. And I'll just make them into earrings. But I want to let them cool enough so I can really trim that back good. Well, cool. They're cool. They're just still a little soft. All right, so hopefully we've got no bubbles and no missed mica powder spots. And these buggers are tricky to get out. I have found that if you can loosen this part up and get that past his gills, it does make things easier. And his gills are still a little bendy. There we go. And let's get him out. Oh, he's cute. His little eyes are perfect. There is a distinct color between the two. His toes, even down his little spine thing. He's adorable. So I got a few little bubbles underneath, which I always do. I don't know how to avoid that, but none in our main pokey things. All right, so that is number one. And this way here, you'll be able to see the difference in the chrome powder versus just the chameleon powder. Oh, my nose is itching. All right. No bubbles. No bubbles. Just two under that one, two under that one, but I do have to trim it. So there is you can see the difference between this pink and this pink. You know, and the same on the little toes. There is a little bit of a difference. And down the spine. So, these are the chrome powders. These are just the regular chameleon. And her little eyes came out really good too. Yay! Okay, so let's see. Do I give him a bow tie? Let me get my little container here. All right, so let's see. I think we'll give him a bow tie. There's not much we can do on his. He's a boy. But on her, find a pretty pink. Yeah, I think that will work. All right, I'm gonna get my E6000 and we're gonna glue these on, and then I will probably do just a little bit of the UV resin just to kind of help keep them in place. Until this dries. So that's our little girl one. Oh, she has a bubble in her little pointy thing here. Man. And then this is our little dude. He is so cute. And we're just gonna color his nose. I mean, if these stay on like that, I won't have to UV them, but we will see. Give him a little bit of a mouth. And we do the same for her. And she has a little face. I think that's all I'm gonna do. I was thinking about putting some rhinestones on her, but I think she's cute just the way she is. I think we'll leave them just the way they are. So once they completely harden, I will just go ahead and trim this down. And the bows are staying, so I'm not going to UV them. I'm just going to let them dry like that. Alrighty, guys. I think that is it. I will get you some final pictures. I just don't want to put the post on these until I can trim the backs. Like this one's not sharp at all, but it does have a little bit of overage. But they're still a bit soft, so I'm not gonna I mean, I could make them into magnets, but I don't know. I think they'd be cuter as little earrings. And then I'm thinking, should I make them so that they put a little thing here and they dangle down, you know. I don't know what I'm doing with these yet. So I will get some final pictures and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys.